This is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Getting My Boyfriend a Birthday Cake? Damn it. I'm 27 female and my boyfriend Dan is 33 male. We've been together for 11 months and moved in together last month. Since it was the first birthday since we started dating and moved in together, and also because I just wanted him to feel special, I asked if he wanted to throw a party at our place, which he enthusiastically agreed to. I organized a dinner with his parents on the day of his birthday, and the party was 2 days later because he couldn't get time off work until then. I invited all of his close friends, some of his work colleagues, and the family members I knew he would want there, including his parents, who said they'd only be dropping by quickly. That sucks. The guest list quickly swelled to 150 people. That's a birthday party right there, tell you what. Most of whom I didn't know and had never met, so I spent most of the evening hosting and meeting people. His parents missed the singing of happy birthday, but when they got there and I told them I had saved them a few birthday cupcakes to take home, they were livid and asked why there was no cake. I said, when I asked Dan, he said he couldn't give a flying horse shit what we did for cake as long as loved ones were there. So I got a cupcake table instead so we wouldn't have a lot of leftover cake neither of us wanted to eat. This made them angrier, and they said I didn't appreciate their son enough to even get him a cake. Dan was on my side initially, but now is taking theirs. What? Dan, what are you doing? And they are harassing me about not appreciating their son enough, along with some family members. Things are really tense between Dan and I because I know he agrees with me, but won't take my side, and we've been fighting over it. I feel like no one is on my side with this. Am I the astronaut? Cupcakes are cake. It is literally in the name. You got hundreds of them because you had 150 people there, and if you have 150 people, unless it's a wedding or something, logistically, it makes a lot more sense to do cupcakes. And if he said he didn't give a flying horse shit what you did for cake, cupcakes made sense. You did get him a cake. In fact, you got him hundreds of cakes. They were just really small. I don't know that hand motion was required for that, but you know what I mean. This is ridiculous. The parents being shitty about this, I'm like, whatever. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. You're mad because you think OP doesn't care enough to get your son a cake, yet you couldn't care enough to spend more than a few minutes at his birthday party, and you said you were just swinging by. So, but it is Dan being the swing vote here and changing his mind from being okay with it to being like, you know what? You're right. I am unappreciated. I should have had a cake. You're right. No, Dan, because this would be one of those times where you want to throw the challenge flag and be like, okay, watch where you said you didn't give a flying horse shit. Remember that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So now you've changed your mind. Dan, you're an idiot. You're being manipulated by your parents. Your parents are assholes. OP, you did the right thing, but this is an indicator for you of what the rest of your life is going to be like because he's clearly being controlled, and now you can't trust his words anymore because they're so easily swayed by his parents. And now you have to think about those life decisions where their opinion is going to get involved, like purchasing a house, having kids, where you live, everything. I think you're going to have a conversation with him and be like, hey, do you have your own opinion? Or do your parents like send you messages for everything they want you to say and you just regurgitate that? Are you just following their script? Is that what you're doing? Not okay. Not okay. NTA for you here, OP. 100% NTA. Parents are right here because not only did they not care enough to do anything other than drop by, but they meddled and created drama when they were there. There are shit stirrers, like professional shit stirrers who do this for a living, and it's all they do is they make appearances and stir up shit and then leave, right? And maybe they do that to distract from the fact that they didn't care enough to spend some time there. That is a possibility. This could be a distraction. But their ability to sway him so easily is hugely concerning for me, and I'm going to red flag that again. And I do think that Dan needs to go on the scale here. Dan it, Dan. He definitely could have done that differently. He definitely should have done that differently. I'm thinking he definitely shouldn't have been the swing vote here and changed his mind just because his parents were upset. I'm going to put him at a 2. He might be a 1. His parents are a 1, but I feel like he's just being manipulated by his parents, so I'm putting him at a 2. He's allowing it to happen, which is what gets him up to being a 2, but he needs to change it. He needs to change this and stop allowing himself at 33 years old to get fired up because his parents have a problem with something that he didn't have a problem with before. It's bullshit. Not okay. Be an adult, Dan. Come on, Dan. Eat one of the cupcakes, Dan. Put the cupcake in your mouth and stop talking, Dan. Just do that.